Wesley, would you rather never have to wipe your ass or never have to shave?
Ooh.
Wow, that is tough. Now, when you say, assuming after I do my business, I'm clean, I don't need to wipe my ass.
You know now and forever that it is the poop and swoop where it comes out and you're just using test paper. Like you never have to test the paper anymore because you just know it's clean and clear.
Beautiful.
Or you never have to take that sharp cold razor to your face every single day for the rest of your life in your professional business.
Right. So this is assuming I'm always clean shaven, or can I just say, hey, I want it to look like this. Hey, I want it to look like that.
Whatever facial hair pattern you want is the facial hair pattern that shall and forever stay as is.
See,
So those are your two options.
Everything. I'm gonna go not because of lack of what I think I normally do. I'm just gonna go, because I don't always. I mean, the only way to be surefire that you get that rear end clean is to use a wet one. Is to use, as we talked about this, we know the methodology. It's dry, wet one, dry. But I don't always know because I can't see it. My face, I can see. My face, I can actually manicure myself. So I'm going to go with never wipe my rear end again.
Solid choice, Alan.
Nah, so I think you answered my question, but just to be clear, so like, let's say I just want this, and I never have to touch it ever again. It just stays like this.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Alan, he's also said, like, say a month from now, you just say, like, hey, man, I want to be crazy today. I want a Fu Manchu. But then the next day, you can go back to.
I will say in that respect, like, let's take the mystical arts out of it. I will say, like, whatever you want will stay, but you still have to craft it yourself. You can't just genie wish, like, I want a handlebar mustache tomorrow. Like, you have to grow the handlebar mustache, and then it will stay as is until you are prepared to.
So how does it? Is there like a master start stop button on the growing? Because my main point here is that if I let it roll, I'd be fucking Teen Wolf. Like, I get like under eye coverage. So like, if I don't ever have to shave any of that ever again, then I'm fucking in.
Yeah, I think it's like Groundhog Day with your shit, man.
Okay, then yeah, beard, 100%. I can deal with wipe my ass. I'll figure that out. I've locked that down pretty good for a couple years. So,
money on Save Ravers is get a bidet, get something to.
Yeah, something like there are alternatives. Not having like this is a point. Like, dude, I go to the fucking barber every 2 weeks, like clockwork, and I haven't been in a month and a half. Yeah, I would prefer to just have this nice and trimmed like I like it.
And you go to the back section at that flea market you were telling us about.
I do, yeah. As a matter of fact, you actually just sit on a fucking Home Depot bucket, and they line you up, they get you tight, they hand you an empanada, and you're out of there.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that answer. I thought the universal answer would be never having to wipe your ass again. But then again, I do have that fine Asian hair, so I've never really had to, deal with trying to like hack it off every day like that. Yeah, look at that thing.
This is something
that you could start a brush company with the clippings right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no,
it's bad.
But I can just imagine all the times I've had to go. And again, at this point, I haven't shit myself in my adult life, but there's going to come that day. And there's been some bad occasions where you're going in to that very sketchy gas station bathroom, and the first thing you're praying for is to not catch a disease from anywhere you might end up accidentally sitting down. And then two, is there a way to functionally clean yourself before you leave? So to be able to walk through life knowing that I could just shit in the woods and run away, and there's no issue ever again. That's the route I'm taking. I never want to wipe my ass again.
Yeah, consider this, Alan. And you've gotten in, the last few years you've been playing golf. Think about like middle of a round when you're like, man, I ain't waiting for the turn. Just go into the woods, take a dump, come back, spick it.
I don't know, man. I find that I don't. I don't think I've ever like maybe once had to shit in the middle of a round. I feel like it's one of those things where like, like when your body fucking like you go to a sporting event, you're like right before the game, like you gotta piss, and then you just start the game and you don't piss for fucking 2 hours because your body just shuts down and goes into like ready mode.
Mhm.
I think that's what happens somehow with golf. God, there's plenty of downtime for me to need to take a shit, but I don't ever have to. So,
Right. This reminds me of one of these great stories. It was myself and Calvert. We were just chilling at my house, and two guys from downtown go walking by. All right, and they said like we were buddies with them. They said, what's up, kind of yo boys, and they they said something. We jokingly said something about crapping in the woods as a joke, and they were like, we pooped in the woods the other day. We're like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. And one of the guys asked the other guy about whether or not he peed, but he pooped. Right? And he's like, did you pee? And he was like, yeah, I did. And the other one was like, not me. I just straight pooped, Joe. Just couldn't understand that this guy thought it was more gangster to only poop. The fact that he number one while he number two was far less gangster than the other guy.
Well, yeah, because I think it's physically impossible to do one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
There's an old, I think it's an old Dane Cook joke about peeing when you poop. And like that it's physically impossible to only poop and not pee. And it goes back to my story about pooping in the desert where I almost pissed, where I actually did. Actually, no, I did. I pissed into my pants because I had only taken them down to the ankle and there was nowhere for the distribution of urine except for to go straight down. And I didn't realize like it was a flaw on my part.
Right. I don't know, unless you're extremely dehydrated. According to this guy, he didn't do it. He just straight pooped, Joe.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
But why did they both on separate occasions, or was it on the same occasion that they were?
They were tag team pooping somewhere in the woods, the sticks of Perryville.
Were they back to back in it?
In fear of getting knocked out, I didn't ask. I just kind of assumed they did it in a very gangster way.
Sorry, it just appeared that this was a more in-depth conversation.
No, I just always felt that the guy took the high road. The guy who he said not me. Nope. You were gangsta 9, now you're gangsta 7 because you scored a little bit.